All right, now that we all have our clothes back on, it is time to welcome you back to the Three AmiBros podcast. And not just you, we're also welcoming back Justin, who we very missed last week. Very much missed last week. How have you been, Justin?
Great grinding, but doing awesome. Glad to be back. Excited to be back this week.
We needed you.
I heard.
Oh, you heard. What did
I
you think
did.
of our episode last week without you?
Oh, I mean, I still overall I thought it was really like it's just you guys, so it's always fun to listen to you two like rant and banter against each other. Like you guys both have opposing views. I had two things specifically that I wanted to
Uh-oh.
shit on. Alex is all two of those. Okay.
Yes, I love this.
I know, because
I
they're the
was
two that stood
worried.
out to me the most. No, oh no, you have one, and it includes with Alex, and so we'll do that one last. But the first
Why
one,
did
Alex,
why did
you picked the G-Men to win our division, NFC East. That was a hot take you picked last week.
That's right.
I
That's right.
hate you beyond belief for even thinking that. You disrespected the Eagles and Jalen Hurts, who you originally did say thought that would win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we
So now
literally
you
almost made a high stakes bet over the Eagles.
3 weeks from now, mark my words, Alex is gonna be Washington Commanders win the Super Bowl. And he's gonna pick every NFC East team except the Cowboys. So Alex, you're a fool for thinking the G-Man would be any type of contenders. I can't believe you said that. I was
Hey,
almost threw up when
I
I
was
was driving.
riding I was riding the 2 game high. I was riding it really
Okay.
hard.
You really wanted them to do good. You thought, hey, new team, new system is gonna be great. Danny Dimes, you like that he's a cornhole thrower, but guess what?
I do.
Doesn't mean
That's right.
he's going to be a fantastic football team and a great football. I mean, they've been playing really good football. No lie about it. I even think they didn't play the worst football against the Cowboys. I ultimately just think, what a dumb decision. All right, my second one, because I can rant on. Both of you guys hate the Browns way too much. Alex, Mason Rudolph got hit in the head by Miles Garrett like 2 years ago. Let it go.
No.
It's done. It's over with. You talk so much about how he assaulted Rudolph and blah, blah, blah. That's assault. If it was in real life, he would be in trouble. It's a football game. He hit him with a fucking helmet 2 years ago. He's not even your starting
Hey,
quarterback.
you got to respect how dedicated he is to the third string quarterback on his team.
Exactly.
It was the second
Steelers run
string.
deep.
God.
Yeah, he was the second string at the time, but the loyalty is still there.
Hey,
But both you guys
he was a
hate
starter.
the Browns. You hate the
Fuck the
Browns so
Browns.
much
Fuck
for a
the
team
Browns.
that has like nothing. They
Also,
literally
fuck
haven't
the
won in the
Ravens.
last like 2 decades. They've been horrible the last 2 decades. They've been literally one of the worst teams that our generation of people have watched. And you guys hate them so much that literally
It's
I think there
because
was a
they make
20-minute window.
decisions that make me want to hate them. And I'm
There
not
was
just talking
20
to Sean.
minutes on that podcast where I
I
think you guys just
I
shitted
could
on
still
the
go off
Browns.
about that stupid fucking
Same.
on the field. The fact
Dude,
that they have dogs everywhere. They do this whole dog pound thing, and they have the bulldog and they mix up dog breeds too with it. They're not even consistent with the breed
No,
of
they're
dog they
not.
use. They do that.
Excuse me, sir.
Their main
Excuse me, sir.
logo is just a boring ass
Excuse
orange
me,
helmet,
sir.
and now they have
Excuse
this
me, sir.
dumbass elf on the field.
Excuse
Yes,
me,
go
sir.
ahead and defend
I
this
would
trash
need
team.
you to calm down and lower your voice and relax.
I will lower
Guess
my
what?
mic. I will not lower my voice.
I am so dead. You are
I
so
need you to
funny.
raise your mic again.
Anyways,
Okay.
both of you guys, those are the only like really. If I picked anything, those are the two funniest things because I was like, Alex is an idiot, and let go of Mason,
Alex
let go of
is an
Miles Garrett
idiot.
hitting him. You're not an idiot. You are an idiot for thinking the G-Man we're gonna do good. You literally voted every team to win the Super Bowl except any team that actually probably has a chance. Anyways, that wraps mine up. I have nothing else. I just thought those were the funniest takeaways that I had, but you guys did overall really good. It was really sad to listen to the podcast and not be a part of it, but bigger and better things sometimes. And
we missed
you guys did
bigger and
great.
better.
Wow.
I had
Don't
things,
ins-
Wow.
I had things.
That was such a backhanded compliment.
That was. I was really sad not to be on the podcast, but bigger
But
and
I
better
was
things came
being
along.
better than you.
Okay.
Here at Global Gym, we're better than you.
We're
And
better
we
than
know
you.
it.
No,
All right.
not better,
Well, Justin,
just
we
sad.
missed you. We're so happy you're back, even
Yeah.
though, we're not bigger.
Or better.
Oh my god.
Well,
I
let's
had
move
bigger
on to
questions.
the week 3 headlines because I'm still scratching my head on how the Colts beat the Chiefs. What the fuck?
Dude, so the Colts I think so last game they scored 0. The game before that, the first
Yes.
half they scored 0. How the hell do you come out and score 20 against the Chiefs? I know the defense isn't great, but God, 17 to the Chiefs, that's it.
Yeah, and once again, Patrick Mahomes disappoints in fantasy. Just, very disappointing week with them. I was very shocked by that. But, the Colts finally look like the team that we kind of expected them to be this year.
Yeah, finally.
What do you mean? You're shaking your head? You didn't expect them to be good?
No, I didn't even think they looked as good as they did. I think it was more or less errors
Well,
on the other team. Because like that drop punt was
Yeah.
like a huge part, right? And that just starts the tone. And then the Chiefs didn't look the best, and Indy just had enough to win.
That's fair. That's fair.
But still, like,
So you're saying they played them at the right time. They just, it was just their day. Any given
Yeah.
Sunday.
Any given
That's
any given
fair.
Sunday.
That's
I
fair.
say
We
you
do
like a
we
best
gotta
of
see
3.
more.
They won 2 out of 3.
dude, are the Jaguars a real team now? You shut out the Colts, who just beat the Chiefs any given Sunday, but you just beat the Chiefs. And then I understand what's his bucket was hurt. Herbert was hurt, but still 38 points.
Yeah, I hate it when what's his bucket is hurt. It just brings the whole team down.
It's the whole team, bro.
But to be honest with you, the Jaguars are starting to look like, a formidable team. Like if I had to place money right now on that division, wouldn't you say you're placing money on the Jaguars to take that division?
Yeah, 2-1. Yeah.
Titans look bad. Colts look bad. Texans are the Texans.
Yeah, Texans are the Texans. I don't know.
And I love it because, they're just 1 year removed from Urban Meyer and they're already light years ahead of where they were last year.
It's looking like what's his name? Lawrence is like the second coming for that team right now.
Yeah, he's dramatically stepped up this year so far. I'm excited to see what he does because he's got a lot of talent.
They went out and got good players, and then they just like you said, switch up the coaching. I think that was good. That was a good win. It was a dominant win. I mean, you don't have a full Herbert, but like, I don't think that stops anything either. I mean, still pretty good.
Right. And then we also have to consider what's his bucket. MVP someone. What's
Lamar?
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Because Alex, you look worse and worse every week on this show when you trash talk Lamar and he's putting up the numbers he's putting up. Can you finally admit?
So hold on before we go
Lamar
into that. Can you finally admit? Okay. First off, texted you guys this in the little group chat. The fact that the Lions have the most touchdowns in the NFL right now is kind of an insane fact, but
that is insane.
The second team to have the second most touchdowns is Lamar Jackson, just Lamar by himself.
He's a touchdown machine right now because he runs them in and he throws them, and
that's kind of
he's throwing them better than he ever has.
Listen, I will tell you, I don't know what the hell he was doing last year, but this year he looks like he took some testosterone and he can actually throw a ball. I heard you, Jay. I know you want to get in here. I know you want to ask me about this Lamar thing.
Yeah, he's too busy trying to, say Lamar is taking performance enhancing drugs over here. Give him his time.
But he's looking. Oh, look, he's looking like he's passing like the MVP should have passed in 2020. Like, because he won MVP in 2020.
I thought it was
2019. He won in 2019. He is like, I don't really like him as a quarterback because I think he's just. I think it's because he's on the Ravens. If he wasn't on the Ravens, I think I'd like him as a quarterback. But since he's just like Joe Flacco, even though he's with the Jets, kind of hate him. But
then that's not just like Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco was.
Yeah, but you just said Joe Flacco, even though he's on the Jets, I hate him.
I will do this. I will say this. Tom Brady.
Even though you just said if Lamar was on another
team. Hated Tom Brady on New England.
Yes.
I love Tom Brady on Tampa. I hope Lamar gets his bag at another team out of this division so that I can start liking him.
And have a shot at the division.
Okay, Jay, what were you going to say?
Oh, so is he not a top 10 quarterback? Because we've had this discussion many times, and you
this okay. Hey,
impulsively have said how many times he is not a top 10.
I will say this: he's a top.
And you
He's
just
probably
said a lot.
he's probably. I'll even give you this: he's probably a top 5 quarterback. This year, he might even be top 1.
You heard it here, folks.
I know.
Wow.
Mark this as
Breaking
a
news.
monument moment for Alex. He good about Lamar Jackson. I've never heard him say anything good.
I know it's just because you cannot debate what he's been doing with subpar receivers. Bateman's coming into his own, but he's like putting the ball where it needs to be and like putting the ball where it's like his team or nobody. Like that's like his player or nobody.
To last year's team, his whole last year's team was injury riddled on both sides of the ball.
Oh yeah, they were destroyed.
He finally has like
right away
a team that's like decent and they're good. They all are healthy. Everybody's looking nice. Like that plays a huge part in it.
I don't know what happened. So I didn't really watch that game. I just saw the highlights not the highlights. I saw like the scores when I was watching some of the Sunday games. But I saw the score. They were like the Patriots were like not killing them, but like beating them by like 2 or 3 scores. And out of nowhere, they came and won by 11. I was like, what the hell? Like, because it was like, but the Patriots were like hot for a minute there. And then
on the scoreboard, they were hot.
That's what I'm saying. So I didn't really look at the game, but like, look at that. So it was, I guess it was, no, they just scored 13 points in the second quarter. So they were just like, and then they scored 7 points so they must have just scored like 20
They weren't
points.
ever really up by like so much.
Well, they scored 20 points and then New England and then Baltimore just scored 17 points in the third quarter. So it's hard to do anything when your team scores 17 points and you're now trash and you're losing. But yeah, Lamar, he's hella good. Can we also talk about what a shitty freaking Sunday night game that was?
Yeah, that was boring.
11-10.
Yeah.
Russ
dude,
supposed to cook.
Russ was cooked. I've been you guys call me a Russell Wilson hater, but
dude,
he's proven
it's
it out
legitimate
there
right now. It's almost like yeah, it's trash.
Give him some time. He's just still needs. He's building that chemistry, trying to figure it out. Like really, honestly, like at the end of the day, they've only played 3 games. He's never really played a lot with them. He is still like, yes, he's not the greatest at this moment in time, but I think they're just struggling to find like their identity.
There were a few balls that he basically threw at the ground in front of the receiver, and he just had some awful throws. He had 2 good throws, and they happened at the end to win the game.
And that's honestly, as you win games, that's all that matters. If you're winning games, that's all that matters.
True.
Think about Josh Allen threw that horrible, ugly throw to lose the game. But no one's talking about that ugly throw, are you? Yeah.
No, but here's the thing: if it put yourself in the shoes of a Broncos fan, are you really happy about that win? Are you walking away from that win feeling good about your team?
No,
I don't think you should feel good about it in general. I still think at the end of the day, you have to understand there's still growing pains, and you haven't they're still just figuring it out, man.
Also, I just did the math. 44 points. When you signed Russell Wilson for 200 and however many $1 million, did you think at week 3 that you would have scored 44 points?
And how many points against? Not that that's his fault, but
yeah, but like so.
But here's the thing: they had a really good defense last year, and even their defense does not look the same.
This is wild. They've won 2 games now by 1 point. They've lost a game by 1 point. They won a game by 1 point, and then they won a game against the Texans that shouldn't. That was a weird game.
No, it was a weird game.
Is it really Russ or is it a coach? Is it the people who are calling the plays or is it the actual players? See, well, you have a lot of different speculations, and you could.
That is, I forgot about that coach.
Well, when the past couple years, Team 3's camp has just been putting out that it's the coach in Seattle. How many times are you going to say it's the coach?
I will give it to you, Nathaniel Hackett. It might be the coach.
I'm not saying that he's a good coach because we've clearly seen him make really outrageous decisions in game, but there's certain fundamentals of throwing the ball and just being a quarterback that it doesn't matter what the game plan is or what the coach is doing. If you're throwing the ball to a receiver who's open, you got to throw a good ball. And the fact is, he's not throwing good balls.
He just doesn't look good right now.
We can go on
and
on.
We could.
I will. Well, I will
wrap
before
this
we
up
go
out.
on. I will say I think you guys are both right. Where when you have open receivers, you need to throw good balls. But how many times are his receivers getting open in that offense? Right? Is it enough to really show what he can do? But as a quarterback, should you be able to throw him up too? Yes, probably. So I think we should end this little segment with probably the most exciting game of the Sunday, the Dolphins Bills. That was a wild game. I think that game was hella crazy. So I saw this little stat.
The craziest part was the OC at the end.
Oh my gosh, dude! Did you want to hear this little stat real quick?
Give it to us.
How many plays do you think the Buffalo Bills ran?
Offensively?
Yeah.
80. No, 64.
64?
I'll go 55.
Okay, how many do you think that the Miami Dolphins ran?
Probably more. I'm going to say 70. No, 70, yeah, fine. Trick question. So
I feel like it's gonna be a trick question. So I'm gonna go like 40.
Okay. You were close, Chris. They ran 39 plays on offense.
Wow.
The Bills ran 90.
90
with 497 yards.
Yeah.
31 first downs. Dude, the Miami Dolphins punted 5 times. How the hell? After seeing that fact, I was like, how the hell did they win this game?
Oh, they shouldn't have won that game for many reasons.
Dude, what a wild game.
Super weird. The Bills, I think, are still probably the better team. That was a hot right? Miami day. I don't believe they had Micah Hyde. No.
Dude, what 40 minutes they were on the field for an offense. That defense, I can't believe they held up for as long as they did.
And then they ran out of time right at the end to kick the field goal.
Dude, what a crazy game.
They just put themselves in position when their defense stood up in some hard places. Then you throw an interception in the end zone. I mean, that's a whole drive, and you throw an interception. It's really shitty.
Yeah, but
you got them all the way down to the field, and then missed that scoring touchdown play, the one that we mentioned previously, the one that looked like poop. Horrible throw. Threw it at the ground, dude.
Dude, what McKenzie doing that out route? Dude, that was a bad throw. Like, I know he was under some duress, but dude, you're Josh Allen. You were considerably the number 1 quarterback in the league right now. That is a throw you have to make. And I know that we are 3 guys sitting on whatever, and we can't play. I don't get paid millions of dollars to throw a football at people, though. Like, but you know what I mean? But if you're considerably the number 1 quarterback about to tie a game up, right? I think it was for the tie. You make that throw.
And I agree with you, but you know what? It's week 3.
I cannot.
It's a divisional opponent in their stadium, so
in Miami.
It's reasonable that you're gonna make 1 or 2 errors. You know, it's okay. Like I can look past that for Josh Allen, but who I'm really disappointed in is Tyreek Hill, because once again, he screwed me in fantasy. I lost to Justin. Pissed me off. I'm 0-3. Bullshit.
And you lost to who?
You know
and
Alex in week 1.
And wait,
and then Eric in week 2.
This shit?
Yeah,
you're talking all this shit.
It's
back-to-back champion, he said. Best of the best, he said. Dude, my combined running back scored shitty points again, and I still beat your ass. You didn't even get 100 points.
Okay, well, no, you know what? I'll wait on where I was going with that.
But okay, the punt was insane.
Yes, that was awesome.
The butt punt, so fun to watch. First off, I just want to get
that's the biggest reason why they honestly should have lost.
Yeah, literally.
Like, how do you lose?
If you're that personal protector right there, how much pain do you think you're in? Like, that is a Like
more
'cause if it is-
emotionally than
That's not.
physically, honestly, because he has to know, oh shit, that's my fault.
Do you think his butt's bruised? Can he sit down? Like that's a hard punt.
Depends on what kind of padding he's rocking back there, but I imagine he's feeling it.
I'm also thinking about where it hit him because it could have just like love tapped.
Yeah, you're right. I
Oh.
didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Maybe more physical pain than emotional, but he had to know immediately he fucked up.
But they got the win, so it didn't matter that much.
And I know we'll talk more about week 3 when we get into like all these other games and fun stuff, especially when we talk about, all those fun things. So, Chris, don't you have like this really awesome game for us?
That is right. You know what, Alex? You said we're just a couple of guys sitting here doing nothing, but that's not true. Because right now, you're an NFL general manager. Congratulations.
Can I pick my team I'm a general manager for?
No, I do. Bitch.
Shit. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
It's gonna be the Giants. Did you pick them to win the Super?
Darius Toney for MVP.
He's not even playing, Alex. He's not even on the field.
Oh, Alex.
Telling my ass.
All right. I'm going to give you both a series of scenarios
I'm ready.
where you are a general manager for different teams. Yeah, scenarios. I said it with a little flair.
Scenarios.
Scenarios. Anyway, don't do that. Don't shake my confidence.
Okay, you got it. I believe in you.
Thanks, dude. All right. So I'm about to bring you guys into the life of a general manager, starting with, this will be Alex's favorite too. You are the general manager of the Ravens.
Oh my God, dude. Can I quit?
No. Present day, right now.
Okay.
What are you going to do about Lamar Jackson's contract situation? Now, to make this simple, I boiled it down. There's probably 3 options here. You either go to him right now, throw him whatever he was asking for in the summer, try and get him to sign now, or you try and get him to sign at the end of the season, or are you just going right into the franchise tag? I assume at the end of the season, you're going to have to give him more, though.
Yep. So here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm going into the franchise tag. Okay. For one reason. I think everyone's onto this assumption. Oh, he needs his bag. Doesn't he make like $30 million on the franchise tag?
Yeah, he'll make really good money. Because
something crazy like that, right?
Quarterbacks.
So I want to give him a franchise tag. Okay, he did amazing this year. Nobody can take him. I can franchise him again next year, the year after. I can franchise him twice. Yo,
very expensive franchise tag.
That's fine. Prove yourself. If I'm looking for is it an expensive franchise tag for 2 years versus signing him to a 6-year contract for however much money I have to pay for him, right? So if in 3 years he is, so I understand there's 2 ways to look at this. It's like if you sign him now, you're not going to pay closer to 300 million, but if he doesn't pan out, say like, you know me, I'm a Lamar lover over here. If he doesn't work out after, because
liar,
there's got to be some toll that he's taking on his body. Like you don't run 125 yards a game and have no toll taken on your body, right? After 3 years, I want to see what it's like. That's me right there, just off the noggin. Franchise. Look at it in 3 years. See where he's at.
Justin,
pay the man at the end of the year. You're too late. If you pay him now, he's not gonna accept it. Like, yeah, truthfully, like it's gonna be like piss off. Like you wanted to do it now. Like after I'm showing you that I can play. I think at the end of the year you wait and see what happens. Because then, like Alex says, like is he the man or is he not the man? Dude, we're looking for a Super Bowl winning quarterback. You haven't taken us there. So it gives you still some leverage, but you ultimately, like you just said it, like he's a top 5 quarterback. Like you're going to either pay him or lose him. And I think to keep overall culture, things like that, like you just pay him. Like, why wouldn't you?
At the end of the year?
I mean, you put all your eggs in the basket already. You're making an offense surrounded around him. Like if you take him out of the equation, is the Ravens still the Ravens? And who they're going to put as their backup? Like who's going to be the starter if he leaves? Nobody. Like they're gonna have to draft somebody or pick somebody else. Like, and at that point, like, who is it? Is it gonna be worth it?
It's gonna be a downgrade no matter what.
Ultimately, yeah, exactly. You at the end of the year, you got to figure out how you can pay him. give him stock options like they did Patty Mahomes. If Patty Mahomes got that paid that much and Josh Allen's had that much, like Mars should be given a lot. You'll get a lot of money. He'll get a lot of money. So yeah.
Cool. I agree with the both of you. I think if they go to him right now, they lose any leverage that they have. But I think that they should do whatever it takes to sign him after this year, because the franchise tags will be super expensive themselves, and then you're only going to owe him so much more after. But moving on. And he's going to feel disrespected. So maybe he doesn't even want to stay after those tags. All right. Now you're the general manager of your respective favorite teams. So now you get to be the Steelers GM, Alex.
Let's fucking go.
All right, but this is a tough question. Cooper Kupp, Jonathan Taylor, Aaron Donald, and Travis Kelce just hit free agency, but you can only sign one.
That's easy, bro.
Who are you grabbing to add to your current roster?
That's so easy.
Okay, who?
Okay, so Jonathan Taylor out of the building. I got a young running back. I understand that Chris hates him because he doesn't do anything.
I traded him this week.
Yeah, I saw that for Cam Akers. What a dumbass trade.
No, that's not really why I made. You're totally not even throwing in the entire trade to make me look stupid. But fuck you. Move on.
Oh, you're talking about the OJ Howard and the Dallas Goedert?
Yeah, I was going to drop OJ anyway, so I just threw him in there. I was trading for a better tight end and, an okay running back. Najee sucks. Sure.
So you have Najee in the backfield. He's young. He's good, right? So you don't have to worry about that, right? Because a running back's life is what, 5 years? Okay, Jonathan Taylor's at 2 or 3. So you're not okay. This year. Aaron Donald. I don't need it. Say what? Am I considering it right now, or am I considering it this next year? Like is TJ Watt on my line right now?
Yeah,
that's the only thing. Okay, cool.
Yes.
So I don't need Donald. I understand that he's an amazing, but no, I got Cam Hayward. I don't need Donald. Travis Kelce, I got Freemuth. I understand he's not anywhere near Travis Kelce.
I can't believe you just said that.
But what is the one thing that the Pittsburgh Steelers do not have right now? A number one receiver.
Yeah.
They need Cooper Kupp. Like that. A tight end, sure, it can make great bounds, but when you don't have even a number one receiver, we don't have anybody on our team. Their young receiver core is looking good, but it's just like, who the hell are we throwing the ball to? So I'm taking Cooper Kupp, and he's looking like an absolute fucking animal right now.
Yes, he is, and that's who I figured you would take. Justin?
Okay, so who do you think I'm going to take?
Why would I say that? I'll wait.
Because I'm curious. I know who I'm going to take already.
I think he takes...
Say it, Chris. You got it?
Okay.
You said you knew. Hold on, Chris.
Oh, who do you think, Chris?
Okay. He's going to take Cooper Kupp as well. Really?
No.
He takes Donald to do it with Parsons. Nope. You take Jonathan Taylor?
That's the only thing I don't have.
True. I mean,
granted, we don't have like the best of running backs, but like we don't have a real good tight end, and that's in a Cowboy staple offense. Like you need a good home base, and he's a receiver as much as he is a tight end. So you throw him in the mix, dude. We're a scary team.
True, and I did consider him.
Parsons and Marcus Lawrence.
I did consider him for you. The reason why I went Kupp though was because I think that CD is super talented, but he ain't a number one. But if you throw in Cooper Kupp there, then you get the best out of CD, and you got Cooper Kupp.
I think you can do the same if you have Kelce, because he could.
True.
He's at number one without being a number one.
He is for sure.
You have. I will tell you. And then you still have Gallup that's going to come back, and when your full team's healthy, like think about it, we have CD Lamb, Michael Gallup, and James Washington, and then you put Travis Kelce in that mix. And our people, Noah Brown's been a stud for us this year. Like I think he's better than like James Washington. Like right now, I watched James Washington a little bit last year, but like he's proven himself this year. So it's an interesting theory.
And at 9 o'clock, pause. Or 7 o'clock, pause.
What happened?
Go ahead, Chris.
Sorry. No, I was gonna get up because I thought Sydney was locked out.
She in?
No, but she's in.
Oh, cool.
Hi, babe. All
All
right.
right, at 9:01 we restart.
Yeah, we can.
Or at 7:01, my bad. Yeah, and the reason I didn't take Travis Kelce is because he doesn't fit the mold for a Steelers tight end. He's a
I don't
great
think
tight
it's the
end.
mold for a Cowboys tight end.
He, I mean, you had Dallas forever.
Oh,
What was it? Wasn't his name Dallas? Dallas
no,
Clark. Dallas Clark.
no, wrong, no,
That was the
wrong guy.
Colts.
You're
Oh my
you're
gosh. Who have you
You're
had?
forgetting,
you,
dude, Jason Witten, one of the
Jason
best tight ends of all
Witten. Oh
time.
my gosh, bro. What
Literally.
am I doing? I'm tired,
I
bro.
can't believe the disrespect that you just put on Jay Witt. Let's just move on from this one because I'm gonna get furious. Furious. I'm so
I
mad.
fucking
how
love Jason.
dare
I
you?
love Jason Witten too.
More so than
All
Dallas
reliable.
Clark.
Yeah. He was on Dallas because you just thought Dallas and
yeah,
Dallas.
He's Dallas.
All right. Anyways. All right, Chris. Do you have one more or what do you
Yes,
got?
I have the finale. You are currently the Buccaneers general manager.
Ooh.
Injuries are plaguing the locker room, especially
Mhm.
on offense.
Oh yeah.
As it stands right now, are you just going to see how things pan out and wait for Evans and Godwin and Julio to come back? Or as soon as it's possible, are you throwing the bag at OBJ? You're not getting OBJ, Justin?
No, you be patient and wait. They're not a bad team. They're just have like one guy suspended because he did like he stuck up for his quarterback. The other ones are just kind of hurt. But like
Yeah.
you're winning games. You don't look the worst, but you're not the best. Like you just lost to the Packers, but that's it. Like
Yeah.
yeah, why would you throw a bunch of money at game week 4 for a situation where you have like 4 studs? Because you forget they also have like Russell Gage. They have a good team. Like just be
Gage is
patient.
all right.
Oh, but okay, compared to you put all of them in there and he's in the mix. He was a number 2 wide receiver at Atlanta. Now he's a number 4 in Tampa.
I say that you keep with your team because you have Mike Evans coming back this week. You're not that worried. But if you could get OBJ,
He loves Brady.
I would at least extend the offer, see what it would take to get him here, and then actively look at it. The only reason is because look at what he was able to do with Antonio Brown for half a season. Those old wide receivers love him for some reason, and they do well with him. They know how he plays. Like he takes him in their home. Like you know what I mean. Like
I don't think he's gonna have to do that with OBJ.
yeah, maybe not, but I think I would if I was a GM, I would reach out and just see what it would take. Not only because okay, sure, it takes a little bit of money. Okay, but now your wide receiver core is literally like the best wide receiver core, like maybe ever.
Probably.
Like you got Julio Jones, Godwin, Evans, and OBJ with Russell Gage, who is a good solid number 2 at playing 5.
Yeah, that would be nuts. All right, very good. That wraps up the first ever edition of the general manager game here.
Yeah.
And I think it is time to go to work, put on our hard hat, clock in, hit the steel mill.
Yeah.
Alex, talk to us about your Steelers.
Well, not much to talk about this week. Rough week. Once again, after shitting on the Browns, we go and lose to the Browns. It's rough. Want to just say this. I know that I hate the Browns, but I don't hate any of the players, and I'm happy that Myles Garrett's okay. From his car accident.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I want to say that I don't hate any of the players unless you're Deshaun Watson. The Browns, I hate them so much because they are a division rival, and for some reason, like the Lions can be like past years, they've been bad, but they always play their division good. Browns is the same way. They're bad, play our division good, but right now they're looking pretty good. Jacoby making a run for maybe even doing a starting job somewhere that's not not at the Cleveland, right? Like in a team that may need like a year or
You
two
just say
rebuild.
starting for
He's
Brissett?
2-1. He's 2-1.
Is he?
He's 2-1.
Should
But
be,
the think it's time. Put Kenny in.
A lot of people want it.
The season's already not looking too hot. We might have lost Minka for a while for concussion.
For Coke.
For Coke. We might have lost him for concussion. We lost TJ at the beginning of the year. Like, our wide receiver core, like I said in the beginning, isn't the best right now, right? So why not? But it's young, so why not give the young guns a chance to build a connection for a year, go into next year really figuring out what we want to do, because you never know, Kenny Magic might come, and we might be able to keep our 17-year streak alive, which is looking a little dismal right now because we don't know how to play offense. And I understand it's not all about the offense, but our defense can only do so much to where if an offense can't even like, if you're just going to give your ball right back to the defense every single freaking 3 and outs, it's not allowed. I saw a statistic. It was like, I think it was the last game. He was 21 for 30 and he had 120 yards. I was like, how are you 21 for 30 with 120 yards?
A lack of confidence, not doing the right play calls, not letting him actually play ball. Like, they're throwing short screens, 4-yard passes. Like,
yeah, they're doing a lot
I get
of
what
that.
you're saying, but like, they're going to do the same thing to Kenny Pickett that they're doing to Mitch Trubisky, and they're going to manage him and his play style. They're not going to just go let him be a quarterback, and that's where you guys are failing. That's the team. Because watching that game, like, I intently watched that game, and that was literally, you guys were balling out in the first half, and then the second half you went so on reserve.
Yep.
And then you did nothing. You literally did nothing.
I think they're struggling from the fact of they had a quarterback that played for so long that could command an offense, even if they didn't have an offense coordinator going, right? He could call the plays. He could run that offense.
And now they don't have someone they trust.
Yeah. You're good, Jay. 707. Jay runs away. Damn, I'm pissed, bro.
Why?
They lost bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, bro. Like, it was a good thing that I didn't look at my phone till Friday.
Sorry.
All right, good. 907, 707, you leave. 708, you come back.
Okay, you're fine.
I really have nothing to say about the Steelers. It's a pretty rough week. You play on a Thursday night game. Quick turnaround sucks, but hopefully going into next week, we play a pretty below average team in the Jets. So hopefully we can. And it's at home, and it's in October, and it's getting cold outside. So play some Steelers football. Let's get a W. Let's go in there and rebuild this team. Let's go 2-2. Let's go into week 5, 2-2, and we can really figure out what we want to do with Kenny and figure it out if Trubisky can go in and beat the Jets. But here's looking to next week and not focusing on this week because it wasn't that great.
That's understandable. And you know what? I'm actually feeling pretty hungry. And it's not just because I haven't had dinner yet, but I'm feeling that hunger too.
I think it's time to maybe sit down, order some food at the Kneecap Diner.
Kneecap Diner. Serving it up hot. Except this week. Very disappointing week. I thought for the longest time during that game, I thought, holy shit, we're about to be either first or tied for first in this division, and we're gonna be contenders in this division. And then we blew that shit, and I hated it. And we had some injuries. Swift didn't really play at all, and it sounds like he's gonna be down. And Amon St. Brown got hurt in that game, and Tracy Walker got hurt in that game. In fact, Tracy Walker's done for the year, and who knows if he's in there, maybe they don't get that end of the game touchdown to win it, but we'll never know. But I will say this: as much as I hate the Packers, and I hate them more than any other team in the division, it is more tolerable to lose to them because I can at least admit that Aaron Rodgers is talented. It is so infuriating
to lose to Kirk Cousins.
Because he is straight dog shit. He didn't even look good in that game. I said Russell Wilson only had 2 good throws. He only had 1 good throw, and it was the one for the touchdown at the end. He looked horrible in that game, and they just paid him so much money. So that really frustrates me because it's like, oh my gosh, we have all this talent. We are such a good team. This is the best team roster wise that I've seen them have in so long, if ever, in my lifetime. And yet we lose to fucking Kirk Cousins.
I will say the week before I was out with you guys, I talked highly of Kirk Cousins, and since then he shit the bed against the Eagles and also looked really awful against you guys. So like I eat my words, but Chris, like you're still right on with your predictions that you did at the beginning of the year, so you can still come out 12-5. Like you had you guys losing, winning, losing. So I mean, like
the thing that
gonna happen.
Thing that gets me is realistically, the Lions could be 3-0 right now.
Realistically, they could.
Like realistically, like when was the last time you said that realistically they look like they should have won both those games? Right.
It's been a while. That Eagles game, they could have won. I don't know if the term should be should. They could have won that game.
They could have won. They lost by 3. But also, I think you said this last time. Maybe it wasn't you, maybe it was, but the one thing that's going to be hard for them is to create a winning culture.
Yeah. And it starts with the coach who also made a mistake with the field goal, and he admitted it right away and whatnot. But I can be forgiving because quite honestly, even though I had an outrageous Kool-Aid drinking prediction for them before the year started, when I was going through those picks, like they're still very much in the rebuild mode. And so I shouldn't really expect much this year anyway. It's next year that I should actually hold them to high standards.
They are looking like if they can figure out how to clean up those mistakes, if Dan Campbell can figure out how to be a head coach, right? Because he's still a new head coach, second year, right? So if he can figure out how to be that new head coach, make those good decisions, I think your team's gonna be freaking great, bro.
I think so too. In fact, one of my worries with the team, Jeff Okudah, the cornerback out of Ohio State, who's just been plagued with injuries since we've had him. So far he's been healthy this year. We're still early, but he's been playing great. He locked up Justin Jefferson in that game real well. So that and the thought of having Jameson Williams come back once he's healthy, like we're gonna be good.
Yeah.
But that was a disappointing win for sure.
Now you just got to go next, see how the season goes out, but go get some defensive players to help that defense out, and I think you'll have a good team next year.
Yeah, I saw something about Jeff actually that he's held Devontae Smith, Scary Terry, and then Justin Jefferson to like no more than 3 catches and like 20 yards or some shit.
Yeah, he's been having a year so far.
Wow,
pretty impressive. Yeah, like those are studs. Like I think in my head, like good receivers.
Yep, I'm very excited about that. And that's really all I have to say about the Lions. Moving on.
It's been two sad corners for us.
I know. That's why we got to move on to the only winner this week with the Cowboys, who defeated the future Super Bowl champions, the Giants. All right, Justin, give us your Cowboy corner. How do you feel about this week's win with Cooper Rush?
The only winning team from this week. Oh yes, I love it. I love to see it. 2-1 by God's grace. It's wonderful. You guys did a very good job last week. Thank you for hyping me up. Thank you for hyping up my team. You said nothing but really positive things and great things, which is rare coming from Chris and you, Alex. But I mean, you talk nice sometimes.
Yeah, I'll talk nice about
Chris,
the Cowboys.
That's a very rare thing. Plus, we were playing an AFC North team, so I have to say, didn't think we'd beat the Bengals. But Cooper Rush is now 3-0 as a starter for the Dallas Cowboys. Definitely don't have a quarterback controversy.
I don't know, man. No, I don't know.
You paid Dak all that money, like he gets back out there. And
no!
But like, arguably, you can say like that's one of the better quarterbacks that you have in the league to be able to win those games. Those are big games. Like anytime you play the G-Men, like it's a big game to play against. Like it's prime time. It's Monday night. Like you got to go out there and get the dub in someone else's stadium, and then you do it. And you do it. It looked nice. Like it wasn't bad. I never was mad at the game. Nothing. What?
Question. So I didn't watch the game.
Okay.
How the hell did they score 23 points after like not having any points in the first like half?
the first whole half was kind of like slow, but I think like there was still like hopes, like glimmer. Like you could see like good plays, good things rolling, and it was just bound. It was all running basically. Like Quan Barkley almost had a few breakouts. He was going pretty strong. I would say Zeke and Pollard both had some decent runs, kind of really get it going. But like CD dropped this a beautiful ball, like that could have been a touchdown.
It was really ugly drop.
Hit him right in his chest. It was a beautiful pass. It was gorgeous. It was really good. But then like the second half, he also made up for that touchdown. But then you just saw everybody kind of like exploiting. I think in the first half of the game, you're really just trying to get to know, all right, what are they doing? What are the tendencies? Like this team's a new team, new coach, like how we playing them. And then they come out the next half and then just do what they do best. Play the G-men well. Oh, guys, if I have anything to say, I love beating the Giants. Fuck the Giants. I think besides the Eagles, my second most hated team. Yes, oh, it's always a wonderful time, especially in that fashion in their house. It was beautiful with our backup quarterback. Oh man, and then these receivers that no one even knows. Like, dude, we did, and honestly, just good grace to our defense. First off, that defense is probably one of the scariest defenses in the league, hands down. Like, if Michael Parsons is going to sack you, we got Demarcus Lawrence that's going to sack you.
And Diggs with the pick.
Diggs, but that was a gimme pick. Like, I should be real.
Michael Parsons looks scary, bro.
Oh yeah, he's really good.
See him like blow up that number 64. I saw like
wrecked him.
64 gonna have nightmares.
Dude, literally, like I was like, holy crap.
But DeMarcus Lawrence had 3 sacks in that game. And like you forget we added Dante Fowler during the offseason. So that was a big one, and he actually made some really good plays. And then I mean, we made some stupid things, like issues. Like there were a couple like when you're playing the G-Man, there's gonna be like some just like it's gonna be a fight. And so they were like fighting and doing dumb shit. But for the most part, like we could have killed ourselves, but we actually made it out pretty good. So I'm sitting there pretty at 2-1. Let's go. And that was with Dak out and all these things. I mean, when we first had it, after week 1, I was like, dude, this is doomsday. Like we just suck. Like I'm ready for the end of the year. When's next?
Better without him.
Now it's like, oh shit, we actually could keep this going and end up pretty well.
Yeah, damn. I'm pretty pissed. I just want to let everyone know I'm pretty pissed that the Cowboys have the best record out of the 3 of us right now.
Yeah, and who would have expected it once Dak went down?
Yeah. I was expecting us all to be 1 and 2.
Justin, how do you feel about this statement? Tony Pollard is better than Zeke.
Depends on it's situational. It really breaks down to situational because Zeke actually, if you watch the game, Zeke didn't look bad. I think they're 2 different play calls. Like Zeke is going to be that ground and pound. Like you give him the ball, you have to give him the ball more, but you're not going to give him the ball more because now you have Tony Pollard, right? It's just so different. But he didn't look bad.
Yo, I will say this. I understand that you are on this train that Pollard is better than Zeke. I don't know if I could ever say that after watching week 1, Pollard get absolutely fucking blown up by a linebacker because he can't block. He's too small. You can't be.
I'm not talking blocking. I'm talking.
That's part of the running back job.
That is part of it.
So he's not. So like after seeing that, bro, I was like, oh my god, like you have no blocking. Like you're missing a third of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to run the ball. You're supposed to catch the ball. And you're supposed to block. You're missing a third of what you're supposed to do. That's why they have Zeke and Pollard playing together.
Agreed. And yeah, Zeke can block, no doubt. But his running ability has diminished. In fact, it's been gone since he got the bag. As soon as he got that money, he stopped caring.
Watch the tapes this year. You see a different Zeke. Like I don't care what you say. You can say everything because I know he's Ohio State. You hated him from Ohio State. You're gonna say nothing but bad things.
I was just talking nice about Jeff Okudah.
Yeah, but you never liked Zeke. You didn't like
because Zeke's a douche. It has nothing to do with where he went. It's literally he's just the biggest douche.
If you watch him this year, he is running harder. He's running more efficiently. I think he's doing better. But because you have 2 split backs, like it's just not the same.
That's because he's running for his job because he knows that he's robbing that team of money and they're going to get rid of him.
Good, he should be.
I mean, it's not great numbers, but 15 for 73 yards and a touchdown. Not horrible.
That's Sherry.
Not top running back.
Pollard.
I mean, Pollard had 13 for 105.
And literally he had broke a 46-yard.
Mm.
So like it's all perspective. It's all whatever it is. I think they're both running great. ultimately, I think the Cowboys are much more impressive than I thought they were, even after Dak going down. Plus, he just got his stitches removed, and they were talking about him playing next week. I think he should wait. Gallup was talking about coming in this week. I think he should wait. I think why are you rushing something, dude? We're winning.
Yeah,
Until
I
we lose,
agree.
chill, bro.
I heard conflicting things about that because I heard the same thing that he might play next week, but then I saw something like he hasn't even tried to throw yet. So it's like,
no, he just
what?
got the okay to throw.
Did you see the meme of how come the only player that didn't play in the game has a shirt off?
No.
Dude, it's so funny. It's just a picture of like in the locker room. It's all the Cowboys player, and then Zeke or Dak just has his shirt off after the win. And you're like, what the fuck is going on?
He was celebrating.
Yeah.
I'm sweating, bro. He was so excited.
Oh, that was good.
All right. Well, we got a little hot there in that Cowboys corner. It got a little hot. So why don't we carry that right into hot takes? And I'll start it off because my hot takes have to do with the Cowboys.
Oh, sheesh, bro.
Let's do it.
My hot take is that the Cowboys need to convince Cooper Rush to be a career backup because he's good and teams are going to want him after this year. The problem is Dak is proving to be a little bit injury prone. So you're definitely going to want a good backup. You can't just have any Joe Schmo back there. So if you can rely on having Cooper Rush, then maybe it's not so bad if Dak gets injured here and there and needs to take a timeout. But teams are going to want him. I don't know what his contract is. So I don't know if he's free after this year or if the Cowboys will be tempted by a trade. But I think it's in their best interest to keep him.
I think he was signed for a year because they just watched. If you watch Monday night, he was cut twice from the Giants this year, and then we picked him back up.
Holy crap!
We actually didn't even have him in the beginning of the year. Wow, he came back.
Crazy.
So okay, so he's free after this year. They need to convince him to stay.
Damn.
All right. That is my only Cowboys hot take. My other one, we already got into it earlier with CD not really being a number one. He needs someone else there.
So you're thinking Cooper Rush could be a starting quarterback somewhere else?
I don't think maybe. I don't know. I just think the way he's performing to a point where a team who needs a quarterback but doesn't, get one in the draft or like anyone in the draft and doesn't want to overpay for someone bigger will look at Cooper Rush and be like, well, shit. Like he was winning games with the Cowboys that they shouldn't have been winning. Like, why don't we give him a try? And he's, affordable.
He is signed a 2-year, $1.9 million contract and he just signed it this year. So we have him this year, next year.
There you go.
You can trade him. Trade bait.
Yeah.
Would you trade him?
I don't know. It depends on who's needing him. Who needs him? And he's doing good. Who needs him? Give him a chance. That's the other thing I think too. Like, why keep him in the backfield when he has a potential to actually have a starting job somewhere and getting a real opportunity to be a starting quarterback? Like, you take that away from him?
I mean, that's fair, but Dak is down for like what? The third or fourth time now?
Yeah, find someone else, man. Ben DiNucci. Call him back.
Ben DiNucci.
Is he still on the team?
I have no idea. I care about our starters and now Cooper Rush because he's our backup and he's doing well. So anybody else?
All right, Alex. What hot takes do you have for us?
I'm going to go with the hot take that the Broncos are going to finish better in the division than the Raiders.
Well, we'll certainly get a taste of that this weekend.
Next week, yeah. So, but the reason I say that is because the Raiders just don't know what's going on with them. They're too good of a team to be going 0-3.
Yeah, they have so much potential on that roster.
So, and just looking at the Broncos, I think Justin convinced me. I think it's a little bit of Hackett just not knowing what the hell he's doing. So it's like not because
you still think that they'll finish better with a coach that doesn't know what he's doing?
Mm-hmm. So hear me out. The reason I say that is because I think that the Broncos will understand that soon enough and take away play calling from him. That's what you know what I mean.
Who's going to take play calling away from him?
Russell Wilson. The GM.
You
The
just pay him
GM.
$265 million. Why
Yeah,
not
fucking
replace?
yeah.
Russell,
So
I
pay
have my
good.
own private office. Wilson,
Yeah.
away from
Hey,
the team, not a team guy. Wilson.
listen. He goes through the huddles in his head. He's getting it, bro.
Yeah, he
He's
gives high fives to invisible people.
Yep. He's rubbing off on Tua. All I'm saying is I think I just like I don't get it. Like I've never seen a team that's this good go just like that. Just can't finish.
Especially that Cardinals game.
Yeah, what the hell? And so that is my first hot take. My second hot take is that Devontae Adams wasn't as good as we thought.
That is bad. That's a
Huh?
cold take.
Oh, is it that bad?
That's a
Dude.
bad take.
No. Okay, hear me out though. He's maybe. No, I'm not gonna say that. It's gonna be too bad. No, I'm
You've
not gonna
had
say
too much of a pause. You're thinking way too much of this.
Well,
when
I was gonna say,
it's-
maybe he's not even a number one anymore. But
What?
This
Get
is
out
coming
of
from
here.
the same guy who
I
said
love-
the Giants were going to win the NFC East last week. Just let this sink in. This is the same guy who thought the Eagles were going to be Super Bowl champions and then backed
Hey,
out on his
that
word, only to be proven right.
Yeah, that could've-
But backed out because he fell at work. This is a hot take from a man who doesn't really know, or he doesn't. He's just making a hot take on Devontae Adams not being the number one.
It's 9:30 over here. I'm getting tired. I like to make hot takes.
That's
Alex, I'm gonna make a shirt. I'm gonna make you a shirt that says it's 9:30 and Devontae Adams isn't a number one.
That's a lie.
And
That's
I'll
why I
tell
was
you
like-
why you're wrong. Because
No,
in
no,
week
hold on.
one,
I'll
he had
I'll
a
tell
great
myself.
game.
Hold on. I'll tell myself why I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Yeah,
All
because
right, let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. Chris, you can go on a rant and you won't stop. I would like to put my hot take in there real quick because again,
Yes.
it's 9:30 and Alex is tired. So let's get this thing rolling. The Dolphins are legit AFC Super Bowl contenders. Like they are a team that you can't argue they could go to the Super Bowl.
They could. And they're
Yeah, yeah.
definitely contenders. They're definitely a playoff team. That for sure.
Beating the Bills is a huge statement, and beating the Ravens, those are two power AFC teams. You thought if you went from the beginning of the season, you said, "Oh, they wouldn't beat the AFC, they wouldn't beat the Dolphins or the Bills or the Ravens." Like those are two great teams, but
Yeah.
they beat them both. And like in crunch time, like at the end of the day, I think we always talk about like it doesn't matter; it's who wins you the game. Like Russ may look like crap, but he won the damn game. Tua may not be the best, but he's winning the damn
Tua
game.
looks a hell of a lot better than Russell.
But
Even when he's
like,
concussed.
yeah,
the
that's
Dolphins are
wild.
legit AFC Super Bowl contending. They're a Super Bowl contending team. They could make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but how good are they going to do if Tua has to sit out for 2 or 3 weeks?
Oh yeah, they should have never let him play. I went back and actually watched him like stumble.
He was like stumbling, bro.
It was a back injury.
They should get fined. They should get fined.
So I will
100%.
say that I once had a back injury so bad that like the sharp pain right in your back like caused me to fall. So like out of pain, but that's not what that looked like.
That looked like I don't know where I am. I'm
Yeah.
going to go down.
Like room spinning and you can't catch your feet.
Yeah, like I've been drunk
Like-
too much.
They
He
should
still
be
played well.
They should be fined.
Yeah.
For that. They should be
They-
fined for
they
not.
still
Well,
won the
they're
game.
definitely
You
investigated.
should help. Good. You should.
But then you have to
And I got
investigate those
another one.
doctors.
And
What's
you
your
have
other
to-
one?
All right. This one's kind of ballsy. I think the AFC West isn't as good as everybody made it out to seem.
No,
think
you're right.
they're so much up in we at the beginning of the year, I think everybody would have been like, that's the best division in football. I disagree. At this
Yeah.
point, I do not think that.
What's the best division?
I think they're
The NFC East somehow.
I mean, no, but yes, like
Or the AFC East, right? No, the AFC North. AFC East with the
I would
Bills.
say no, that's AFC North, isn't it?
No, they're the
we're
East.
we're the
East.
North.
East. Yeah, East. I would say that honestly, yeah, because who you have, the Dolphins, the Bills,
Jets and Patriots.
No.
Yeah, but you don't have any division that has like 3 really good teams. Like you have divisions that have 2 really good
NFC
teams.
North,
NFC West.
NFC North.
No, I mean you have
Packers, Lions, who look really like Lions look really good, and the Vikings, besides these last 2 games, have been relatively good. Like
two-thirds of their
okay, hold
games
on.
have they look trash, but
I don't. You're right. I don't think there is a
It's
best
hard.
team division.
Yeah.
But when you thought of like when you beginning of the year when we all sat down, we're like, dude, this is gonna be the best division. Like the Raiders are gonna be good.
By
The Chargers are
far.
gonna be good. By far, like it was no questions. And now we can look at it at this point in the season and be like, ooh, who no there the teams who you thought were going to do every week. It's so crazy. I think we saw a stat. It was like the 18 games have been decided by less than 3 points, and
that's
like
insane.
the most throughout 3 weeks of football ever. Like it's just going to come down to like the right plays, the right call. It's just so up in the air. I don't think there is a best team in football.
Not right now.
I mean, year after year, you could say that, right? You could legit be like, "Oh, this team's the best, hands down." Can you
Patriots
say
were
that
that team forever.
Really? Can you really honestly look at me and tell me like there is a number 1 team in football this year?
No.
Every game is winnable.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned from just even making these predictions. Every team is winnable.
Bro,
you're telling me, man.
This is like the first year in football that I felt in a while that it's like any given Sunday. I know anyone says any given Sunday, but in the past like 5 years, it's like, okay, well, these fucking teams gonna win. This year, it's like I have no idea who the hell's gonna win this week.
Yeah. It seems like most of the league is on even playing field.
Yeah.
Which is honestly like how exciting.
It's fun.
That just makes football more fun. Like this, what a year to start a podcast and be like, whoa.
We've already had so many great games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, we can keep going on this and hot takes and stuff, but Chris, I know you have another segment you want to get to, and we're wrapping in almost an hour.
Jeez, we are just killing time.
Time. So
I think a fun way to wrap up hot takes is to go into what the fuck was that segment I thought of this weekend while watching the games and seeing the butt punt, which we already mentioned, and then Jimmy Garoppolo pulling a Dan Orlovsky and stepping out and safetying himself in the end zone. 2 moments that had us all going, what the fuck was that? So I thought we would talk today about our favorite what the fuck moments in the entire reign of the NFL. What are you guys' favorites?
Mine, I actually changing mine. I thought of one while we were talking.
Oh,
mine is what the fuck, Vontae Burfict for fucking absolutely annihilating Antonio Brown. Like headshot, like was going after him.
You could legitimately make a case to say that changed Antonio Brown's life.
Literally, like so it's like what the fuck, like what the fuck were you thinking, Burfict? Like that wasn't a bang bang play where you accidentally hit somebody like the Bills player, which thankfully he's moving. That was a bang bang play. He got hit, his head went back, just bang bang. This one was like no,
he was head hunting.
Yes, the receiver missed the ball. It kind of just like boom, out. Yeah.
It's funny you brought that up actually, because I just saw a replay of that the other day and I had that same thought that Justin just shared. Is like, oh, that was so bad. Like that could have contributed to the behavior that we've seen out of him in the past couple of years.
He was never like that. He was like, he was kind of, he wasn't even I wouldn't even call him a loud wide receiver. Then
at that point, no.
Worse.
So what I think what everyone has like speculated is he was like that. That's who he was. But he had the ability to control it. That when he got hit, his ability to control that in certain areas and like actually be a normal human being went away because he doesn't have that function to control it anymore.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's my big like, because it's like, what the fuck? Like, why? Like, why were you doing that?
That was a good one, and I changed my answer too.
Oh,
yeah, because I mean, we could talk about a lot, but like butt punt makes me just think of butt fumble and watching
Yeah.
Mark Sanchez run into the back of that. We didn't even talk about that, and that's a huge what the fuck.
Hella
Mark
funny.
Sanchez led the Jets who sucked for years to how many different playoffs? Like he went to the playoffs 2 or 3 times, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes, he made it to the AFC Championship twice, I believe. At least once, but I think
yes,
twice.
Mark
one
Sanchez.
of the things he's most notorious for is a butt fumble.
Yeah.
Who like what the fuck?
Both
That's
him
hella-
and Dan had a huge sigh of relief this weekend, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or did it? They were like, "Fuck, we have to see our shit again."
Well, let's look at Dan Orlowski, by the way. He ran through that white stripe. At least Jimmy just toe tapped it. Like Dan was like sprinting through it, and he was playing.
I think we would all be doing that if Jared Allen was charging at us. And I believe that was his first NFL game.
Oh.
Like he was very new to the league when he pulled that shit. Where Jimmy, I mean, he's kind of seasoned. He should know where he is on the field. Yeah. But you're right. Dan was a lot more funny.
All right, Chris.
Well, unlike you guys, I'm not going to change up mine because I think mine really just underlines what it's like to be a Lions fan. And that is the multiple touchdown passes, or should I say catches, made by Megatron Kelvin Johnson that have been taken away from the refs and the Lions. The infamous one against the Cowboys, which would have given us our first playoff win in so long. And then years prior, the first one I remember was against Chicago, in Chicago, right at the end of the game. Ref called it away. And that's all we could talk about the entire week. I was in high school at the time still. That's all we fucking talked about all week was how the refs completely fucked us out of that win. And I think that kind of stuff really started the rhetoric around the refs hate the Lions, because anytime the refs made a bad call about the Lions, that's all we do is, we say the refs hate the Lions. So far this year, though, I can't really say there's been too many like what the fuck moments with the refs in Lions game, at least. But yeah, that's
I think they're more under control. This one kind of sad, but I just saw this one come back up when Ryan Shazier got. I saw that play just show up on my Instagram the other day, and I was like, man, I forgot how much of a monster he was when he was our middle linebacker.
Yeah,
it was just for a play that, and I watched it again, and it was a play that looked so inconspicuous. Didn't look like it was crazy.
No, it wasn't a bad looking play, but you could tell something was wrong immediately.
I just wanted to bring that up because I was like, man, but yeah.
At least he's walking.
Yeah, he's walking now.
Yeah, happy ending to his story.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, that I think wraps it up for that segment. And
we have to go into our last thing.
What's our last thing?
Who's winning the Thursday night game?
Oh, yeah.
I almost forgot.
Yeah, so who's winning Thursday night?
Chris? I want you to tell me who's playing.
You just asked if I was playing?
No, who is playing? Because I know you don't know. Or do you know?
Hold on.
Thursday
night.
We're looking at
Thursday night.
Thursday night. It is the.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, just no idea. I don't fucking know. Dolphins going to the Bengals.
And the Bengals are wearing their alternate unis. They're wearing those all white ones.
I should have known it was the Bengals because I saw a picture of their uniforms today. That looks awesome.
At home, fire just to see.
At home, all whites. Nice.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a fun game.
I think they have the best helmets in the NFL, like regular. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In the entire NFL, they have the best helmets.
They're trash.
They're the coolest.
You're just saying that because they're your divisional rival.
Yeah, they're cool with the tiger stripes. I think.
They are hella cool. They're hella cool.
But if we're getting into just a prediction of that game, I'm gonna have to say Dolphins. They just look really good. Yeah.
Well, is Tua playing? That's the big thing. If Tua doesn't play, like, how's that gonna go?
I haven't heard that he's not.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't heard that he's not.
He looked
because right now they're being investigated for it, but he technically didn't have a concussion. He wasn't diagnosed.
Yeah, what are they gonna say? He's out with a concussion after they put him back in the game.
Yeah,
he's got to
go back in and play. I think.
Well, I guess they could do his back injury, but
I think he's playing, and I think the Dolphins are going to win it. That's my prediction. And not, but I mean, I think it'll be a good game. I think it's one of those games you're gonna be like, ooh, that was really fun to watch. But like, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, if you would have asked me this before the season, I would
Mhm.
have said Bengals easy. Now I'm saying Dolphins easy. I think the Dolphins, even though it's in Cincy, go in there and smoke them. Unless, of course, Tua isn't in that game, in which case it's a toss up. But if Tua is playing, then they win.
I'm gonna go against the grain. I really want the Dolphins to win, but I think that maybe getting a win under your belt, being at home in your new unis, it's exciting, it's fun. I think maybe they do get the win against the Dolphins. I think maybe like they go in home. It's like I said, it's getting cold up here. It's like the Dolphins are going from a really hot temperature. Well, I guess they're unfortunately going from a hurricane to a really like
I don't think
low
Miami's dealing
temperature.
with it.
Yeah,
Oh
but
no,
it's
they're
it's
not.
not really by Miami right now.
That's true, but still, they're getting all kinds of crazy wins probably. Like, um, but yeah, I think actually the Bengals take this. I think that they got that hot. They start off slow. They didn't know who they are. They maybe put it together against the Jets. Now you're going on. Now you have the Dolphins coming in. It's probably gonna be cold. Do they play well in the cold? Who knows, right? Probably do. But Bengals are in the new unis. It's fun. I think they take it.
Interesting. I love it. But I don't think you're wrong. Like I couldn't disagree with you in your statement. I think it's a bold statement because like I think you agree. Like you think, oh, it's fun, it's at home, it's in
Mhm.
your territory, and like they're not a bad team. They just can't seem to
They're,
protect Joey.
yeah, something
No,
happened
not at all.
over the offseason. Something happened to them.
I know what happened to him.
I think
They,
maybe they just went on a hot streak last year that took them to the Super Bowl, and they were never actually,
in it.
All that to be.
Damn.
I think
Shit.
they're a good team and they have a really good chance to be really good, but I think part of it is they rode a wave. Like when you get on when you get in a hot streak, it can carry on. I mean, you think about how Joe Falco with the Ravens. Like the Ravens weren't necessarily a great team offensively, but
True.
like
Hella
carried them all the way
defense.
to a Super Bowl. And same with them last year. I think
Jamar
the
Chase
Bengals
got
had a
hot.
dirty defense. Yep, and Jamar Chase got hot. And like literally, dude, they were beating the Chiefs like just Jamar Chase and Joey B. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't anybody else. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think that'll be a fun game. It'll
It'll be
be an
fun.
exciting game. I think it's gonna be interesting because it's either gonna be like high scoring or it's gonna be like a blowout.
I think they've
Like
done
either
really.
both gonna have high scores or one team's gonna blow out the other.
I think they've done really well with their Thursday night games this year, and sometimes they're hella boring.
Oh, I don't know. The week before, were they? Oh, no, it was Monday night. That Monday night games were boring as fuck.
Yeah, Monday
Yeah.
nights have been boring,
Yeah,
but you
those
had,
were horrible.
you had the week. You had the Chargers Chiefs, fun game. Steelers Browns, just a big divisional game, and now you got Miami Bengals. It's gonna be a fun game.
Love it. Right there with you. All right. Well, hey, let's see. We'll see who's right and we'll see who's wrong. But let's hope for the
Yeah.
best.
Hope for the best.
Yeah.
Jay,
Let's go, Chris.
You know how to close us out with our socials. Jay, where can they find us?
Man. Oh man, you know where you can find us at, Alex? You can find us at the Three AmiBros podcast. Three AmiBros podcast. No, just Three AmiBros podcast on all socials.
Is that the number
three.
or the word?
It's the number.
Well, glad you asked. It's the number because you know what? We're not as sophisticated. We probably had a hard time spelling.
We don't know how to spell.
We barely know how to talk, let alone spell.
Yeah, we can't even
follow us on all socials. The Three AmiBros podcast.
Hell yeah. Chris, you got anything else for us?
That is all I have, except for I do have some breaking news.
Oh.
I won't be on next week's show.
Damn.
It's just going to be you two. Yes.
We're just going to make fun of you.
I may be able to I may be able to call in for a brief moment, depending on how things play out, but for the most part, just plan on it just being you guys.
Hey, we'll miss you, brother.
Love it.
I will be missed.
I will be missed. I will be. Well, with that being said, boys,
I'll miss you guys.
Thanks for hanging out,
gentlemen.
It's been a pleasure.
Love you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Have a great night, guys.
See you guys.
Doses.